The birth of play. The story starts in the 1970s, which was the beginning of the era of home gaming. By the standards of today, the Magnavox Odyssey, which was released in 1972, was considered to be unrefined. Even worse, it did not have any sound, and the games came with plastic overlays that you had to adhere to the screen of your television. However, it was the beginning of a monumental concept. The notion that video games did not have to be confined to arcades. Rather, they could be played in the comfort of one's own living room. And then there was Atari, with its charming wood-paneled interior and cartridges that could be swapped out. Instantaneously, gaming went from being a novelty to becoming a market. Users were able to trade games, compete with one another, and construct collections. For the very first time, a machine was developed specifically for the sake of play, rather than for employment or productivity. The console wars begin. The decade of the 1980s saw the explosion of gaming as a cultural force. With the introduction of Mario, Zelda, and Metroid, Nintendo's Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, brought the industry back from the brink of collapse in 1983. A response was provided by Sega in the form of the Genesis, which was marketed as a more hip and trendy alternative. They boasted, "Genesis does what Nintendo don't," and from that moment, a competition was established. Not only did the 8-bit and 16-bit periods bring about improvements in graphics, but they also brought about changes in identity. A Nintendo game was suitable for children. Sega was a defiant creature. Each successive generation of consoles became a statement, expressing ideas about power, innovation, and culture. However, as consoles acquired greater capabilities, another change was taking place. The function that they played in our homes was shifting. From games to multimedia. The 1990s marked the beginning of a change that was rather minor at first, but had a significant influence. The PlayStation, which Sony released in 1994, was the catalyst that brought about a sea change in the industry. Not only did it play video games, but it also played CDs. Your music might be listened to through your console if you so desired. Next, the PlayStation 2 was released, which was the first gaming console to also function as a DVD player. This was not merely an additional feature, rather it was a game changer. For a great number of individuals, the PlayStation 2 was their very first DVD player. It was a single design decision that transformed consoles from game devices into electronic entertainment systems for the house. All of a sudden, these devices were not reserved solely for gamers, rather, they applied to everyone. The living room takeover. The 2000s marked the moment consoles officially invaded the living room. Microsoft's Xbox debuted in 2001 and brought something no console had before, an integrated hard drive and an online network called Xbox Live. For the first time, you could play with friends anywhere in the world. You could talk through headsets, download content, and build digital profiles. Meanwhile, the PlayStation 3 went further. It was a Blu-ray player, an internet browser, and a media server. You could stream music, photos, even connect to PCS. And Nintendo, while staying playful with the Wii, found a new audience. Families, seniors, people who had never touched a controller before. It wasn't just gaming anymore, it was motion, movement, and shared experience. Consoles had officially evolved into something beyond gaming. They were social devices, fitness machines, and media portals. The rise of the all-in-one hub. By the time the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 arrived, the line between game console and computer had almost disappeared. You could stream Netflix, Spotify, YouTube, and Twitch. You could record gameplay, join party chats, buy digital movies, and talk to your console like it was a friend. Gaming wasn't a separate activity anymore. It was integrated into everything else. Microsoft even branded the Xbox One as an all-in-one entertainment system. They weren't wrong. It could play games, TV, and movies, all controlled by voice or gesture. The console was no longer the toy box. It was the entertainment nerve center of the home. The digital revolution, physical discs were fading. Digital libraries were taking over. Services like PlayStation Network, Xbox Game Pass, and Nintendo eShop changed how we owned games. Now players could buy, download, and stream entire libraries instantly. The console became a digital identity, an account filled with achievements, friends, and memories stored in the cloud. And with the rise of streaming, Netflix, Hulu, Disney+, YouTube, consoles weren't competing just with each other anymore. They were competing for your time. The question wasn't, should I play a game? It was, should I play or should I watch? The connected era. Modern consoles aren't just connected to the internet. They're connected to everything. The PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X/S aren't just powerful, they're ecosystems. You can stream from your phone, watch in 4K, play cross-platform with friends on PC, and share gameplay in seconds. Your console can now control your smart home, sync your streaming apps, and even integrate with AI assistants. It's no longer a gaming machine sitting next to your TV. It's part of your digital life. And as cloud technology evolves, the console might not even need to exist physically. You could stream games directly to your TV or phone. No disc, no download, no hardware required. The philosophy of play. However, this is not only about technology, there's something more profound at play here. The development of gaming consoles is a reflection of the development of entertainment in general. Games used to be a way to escape from the real world. At this point, they are reality. They are social, interconnected, and cinematic. They have evolved into expressions of art, sports, narratives, and communication. Beginning as simple boxes of pixels, consoles eventually evolved into bridges that connect people from different eras and other worlds. The grandchildren bowl with their grandparents. The use of headsets allows friends from other countries to laugh together. Movies are streamed and family games are played together. It's not simply a piece of hardware. The console is also a platform for making connections. The future, beyond hardware. So what's next? If the past is any indication, gaming consoles will continue to develop until they are no longer available. The use of artificial intelligence, brain interfaces, and cloud gaming could render physical devices obsolete. Instantly, you will be able to broadcast extremely realistic in environments. It is possible to play the game on any device, including a watch, a phone, and even glasses that do not yet exist. The phrase console generations might not have any significance in the future. There will be no need to purchase gear since you will subscribe to universes, which are digital ecosystems that exist simultaneously everywhere and nowhere. There is, however, one thing that will remain the same: the requirement for play. Because the human urge that drives consoles, which includes curiosity, the desire to challenge oneself, and the want to connect with others, will never change. Full circle. From the Magnavox Odyssey to the PlayStation 5, from plastic overlays to photorealistic worlds, consoles have traveled farther than anyone imagined. They began as simple toys. Now they're gateways into art, film, music, and global communication. But maybe at their core, they're still the same. Just machines built to bring people joy. Because whether you're holding a joystick, a motion controller, or nothing at all, the goal hasn't changed. To escape for a while, to play, to connect. And that's the real evolution, not in hardware, but in humanity. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications.